Welcome to our continuing series, Questions and Answers for a World in Crisis. Today, preference and choice from the Mother. Question to Mother. What must one understand by quote, not to have preferences? Must not one prefer order to disorder? Cleanliness to dirt, etc.? Not to have preferences, does it mean to treat everybody in the same manner? Mother. What you call here preference, I call choice. And every moment of your life you have to choose. Choose between that which pulls you down and that which pulls you up. Between that which makes you go forward and that which makes you go backward. But that I do not call having a preference. I call that making a choice, choosing. And that choice is indispensable. It is infinitely more than choosing once for all between cleanliness and dirt, whether physical or moral. This attitude of choice must be there, constant and perpetual. You must never fall asleep. But I do not call that having preferences. To prefer means just not to choose. The word has for me a very clear meaning. Preference is a blind thing. It is an impulse, an attachment, at times an unconscious and generally an obstinate movement. And very often preference goes the contrary way to choice. Here is an example that I come across daily. You are in front of a problem, and you make the choice of placing yourself entirely at the disposal of the divine will, so that the true solution might come. It comes. But how is it that you are disappointed? It is because something in you wished, desired, preferred, more or less consciously, a different solution. And it is just because of this preference, it happens that if the answer to your aspiration or your prayer is not what you desire, you feel unhappy and have to struggle to accept it. On the contrary, if you have no preference, whatever the answer to your aspiration, to your prayer, whenever it comes, you adhere to it in a sincere urge, joyously, spontaneously. A choice you have to make every minute. Every minute you are put in front of a choice. The choice to go up or to go down, to go forward or to go backward. But this choice does not imply that you would prefer things to be rather like this than that. It is a fact of every instant. It is an attitude you take. A choice is a decision and an act. Preference is a desire, an impulse. Choice is made and should be made. And if it is truly a choice, it is made without the least care for consequences, without the expectation of any result you have chosen. You have chosen according to your inner truth, according to your highest consciousness. What the consequences will be is no business of yours. You have made your choice and the true choice. On the contrary, if you have a preference, it is the preference that will make you choose one way or other. It is the preference that will distort your choice. That will be calculation. That will be bargaining. You will not act because that is the true action to do, but with the idea of getting a certain result. And that opens the door to anything. Preference attaches itself to a result. Choice is independent of the result. I repeat, every second you are put under the necessity of choosing, and you do not choose truly well, in all sincerity, unless it is the truth of the choice that interests you and not its result. If you choose in view of a result, that falsifies your choice. So you see now, there has been a confusion in your mind. As for treating everyone in the same way, it is a still greater confusion. It is the kind of confusion one makes when one expects the divine to act in the same way towards everybody. In that case, it would be of no use that there is diversity in the world. It would be of no use that there are no two individuals alike. To treat everyone in the same way would be contradicting the very principle of diversity. You can, or you should if you cannot, aspire to have the same deep attitude of understanding, unity, love, perfect compassion for all that is in the universe. But this very attitude will be applied in each case differently, according to the truth and the necessity of the case. In other words, while the origin of the action may be the same, the action itself can be wholly, diametrically opposite, according to the case and the truth of each one. But that is possible only for the highest, the deepest, or essentially the truest consciousness, that which is free from all contingent movements. There you see every minute not only the essential truth of things, but also the truth of action. And this is different in each case. And yet, I repeat, the state of consciousness in which one acts remains in every case essentially the same. To understand that, you have to enter into the essential depth of things, or see them from the highest height. You are then like a center of light and consciousness, high enough or deep enough to see all things at the same time, not merely in their essence, but in their manifestation. And although the center of consciousness is one and the same, the action is as diverse as the manifestation. It is the realization of the divine truth in its manifestation. Otherwise, you suppress all the diversity of the world and bring it back to the essential unmanifest unity. For it is only in the non-manifestation that the one exists in unity. As soon as you enter into manifestation, the one becomes diversified and expresses itself in multiplicity. And multiplicity implies multitude of actions and means. To conclude, I would say that the choice is to be made without caring for the consequences, and the action to be done according to the truth of multiplicity in manifestation.